Henri has summoned his council, and his council has spoken, overwhelmingly urging the young Duke that now is the time to strike and to take the lands of Normandy. Hello everybody, Realm Builder Guy here, and welcome back to the channel. And as I just alluded to, the comments after the last episode were overwhelmingly, I want to say unanimously, in favor of going to war with England now that they are in the midst of a bit of a civil war, and try to take Normandy. It's a huge risk. It could go very poorly, but it is worth trying. It's an offensive war, so it's going to be a war fought to gain lands from Normandy. And so the risk of losing lands in France is, well, not really there. Henri, of course, has been, I'm not going to say bloodied by war. He himself hasn't, of course, but his early reign has seen war in the form of rebellions. And one of you pointed that out in the comments as well, that since he's never lost a conflict, he might also be a bit brash and arrogant in this time and go, we will win this one as well. I think also at the same time, we are going to spend money and hire at least one mercenary troop, maybe two if things become difficult. We'll have to wait and see. And then the other comment that came up, actually more than one comment, was forget the historical aspect of gaining the Angevin lands and ruling England, but we have Aragon and Iberian lands that are ready to fall into Henri's lap if the situation thusly arises. I like that. I actually like the idea of doing both, of at least gaining these lands and then eventually carving out Anjou and renaming everything to the Duchy of Anjou, whilst at the same time keeping an eye on Aragon. If we look at the Aragonese king, King Geoffrey, the uncle of Henri, well, he is a content fool. He is one, even though he's a schemer and a trickster, we could potentially look at a murder scheme. 5% chance of success, not really good. But we're still currently working on fabricating a hook on the King of France. So we're going to finish up that and then look at maybe unseating our uncle. But in the meantime, we will focus on Normandy. And as kind of an inspiration for young Henri, he was only 20 years old, I am taking King Louis XI of France, who ruled in the 15th century. He was known as the Universal Spider. He's also known as the Cunning. So that is the direction we are going with Duke Henri, is to consolidate lands and power within France, and maybe one day overthrow the King of France itself, and then cast a gaze on England. Ideally, Henri will be around for a long time. He may end up becoming the longest serving duke or ruler in general that we witness here on the series. We'll have to wait and see about that. I've said that and thought that before, thought of that about his father, and it definitely did not happen. As always, before we get into this, I usually save this for the end. I'll put it to the beginning right now. Hitting a like is a huge amount of help for the channel and continued growth, so don't forget to do that. Anyway, let's get into it. Now, I'd already moved where we're going to be mustering to Chartres. And keep an eye on this large army here as they cross the channel. In the meantime, we will purchase some mercenaries. What do we have in our armies? We don't have bowmen as of right now. Bowmen, of course, have a positive effect in hills, forest, and the taiga. So hills and forest. If we look here, we've got plains, we've got wetlands. We are in winter, so winter isn't ideal. We've got some forests here, plains as well. So we have a minor boost in forests. There are some hills right here across the border in Alençon. So with winter in effect, what winter does is, of course, you lose, it affects your supply most extremely. So they have the station regiment here in Longbowmen. But I think some bowmen might not be a bad addition because we currently do not have that. They help against skirmishers as well, so they would be relatively inexpensive. 900, so there would be 500 levies, 385 bowmen, and 2 knights in this band of Geneva. We've got some Aragonese ones, which I like that actually from a roleplay perspective. We have some Spanish mercenaries. Yeah, I think Ruler Mohammed of Aragonese Band. And here we've Zaban of Aragonese Band. I like the idea of some Aragonese mercenaries. So we will hire them for a 3-year contract and then move forward. So even though January is not an ideal time frame for war, we will let them kind of move on here and move out. I'm waiting for this army to disappear off of the Normandy coast. So once these all go, once Prince Robert's force is gone, there we go. Now it is time to, well, do this. Declare war for our claims. It will cost us 90 prestige, and the conquest of Normandy, the Norman invasion in reverse, is underway. So let's bring in some of our house members into this war as well, and call our allies. We're going to focus mainly on the dukes for this. So as these all come in, we'll see prestige continue to drop here. So now we're pretty much right on the edge of prestige, but we've got everybody coming in. We also have to replace a council member. Our chancellor needs to be replaced. And Countess Esclarmonde, well, she'll be happy if we put her on there. She is the best for it, so we will do that. And Duchess Eleonora, we will have her, she gives a really good boost on chivalry, so our martial +8. So I think we will do that. And now that we have our troops in place, we will begin the march into Normandy. So all of our allies are gathering and moving up north. Of course, we need to rebuild some prestige before we do anything else. We still have some more allies in our back pocket that I could bring in if need be, if all else fails. But we're going to try to besiege these areas as quickly as possible here. Child of my dynasty, my sister Mathilde has given birth to a son. Geldoin? Sure. We have a new lifestyle perk here for intrigue. And digging for dirt, find secrets, progress speed +25%, Court of Shadows, disrupt schemes, effectiveness +50%, swift execution, murder scheme power +30%. Yes, that will come in very handy for some of the plans that young Henri, the Anjou Spider, has going for him in future. Passing suspicion. It is a well-known fact that courtiers will scheme and plot, but I may be able to use this to my advantage. If I can keep my courtiers suspicious of each other and distracted with infighting, they will not have the time or resources to scheme against me. I'll begin spreading rumors at once. So, yeah, that could 66% chance to that they all lose opinion of each other. As long as I place some spies among them, I will be safe. So that gives me court spies for 5 years, hostile scheme resistance +8. My courtiers already know not to plot against me. So you gain 350 prestige and 50 intrigue lifestyle. Is available because we have a very high dread. I mean, this is the gamey thing to do, because we can use the prestige, but no, placing spies amongst them, I think, is the correct roleplay move here, and not the gaming move. So here we can see some more allies are mustering and moving up north, very slowly but surely. We don't need them as of yet, as we've got our Burgundian allies, and our brother in Poitiers has done very, very well. And our overwhelming force will come soon enough. We're not going to go to any feasts, none of that nonsense. So here more reinforcements are coming, and offer guardianship. Greetings, my thoughtful vassal. I would like for your young son and heir full Plantagenet to be raised by Philippe Saint-Genès, a most skillful guardian. He is, wow, he's actually really, really good. Folk. Becomes a ward, will become French. The king would lose opinion. I don't want him to become French. He is Angevin, and he will stay Angevin. So there, the first little thing has fallen. We've got to do this quickly and effectively. We can see more troops are coming. Got a faction created against us. Fabricate hook, undue influence. King Philippe seems unusually careful around his friend, Baron Guillaume. This kind of deference can only mean that Guillaume has some kind of leverage on him. Perhaps there is something for me to learn here. My spy should dig for an explanation to this mystery. Alright, we've won a siege there, so now we will continue on slowly but surely, sieging down the lands of Normandy, as long as the English are distracted by their internal feud. Let's take a look here. He is winning that war right now. He's also dealing with an internal war in Mercia. So England is the King of England is very distracted right now. It'd be nice if these troops would just go on and siege down a few more castles. That would be super helpful, but they're not doing that. What's going on down here in Aragon? Nothing. He's with us. Iberian struggle. King Joffrey is an interloper character in this struggle. Huh. So the Iberian struggle is going on there. Very interesting event. But we are sieging down here and there. Sablé would be a nice one. They brought up a small contingent. 268 troops. They can't do anything. Can't siege down anything at all. So another siege one. Slowly but surely making our way through here. They're heading to Rouen. Let's head over to Bayeux. They've won a siege there. Siege is commencing over there in Rouen. And now we have a siege here. They're heading down here along the coast. They're going to siege there, ideally. I mean, AI in CK3 sometimes leaves a lot to be desired. It would be nice if they move in here. Okay, they're going to go for Sablé, ideally, and siege that down. But if nothing else, we do... Yes, so we do have troops here. The nice thing is they are a screen, and they will help for sure. So more sieges here happening. I wish they would have done that a little bit sooner. We've lost some time. But for now, unchallenged, no English forces have crossed the channel to defend Normandy. Everyone gets naked sometime. Can't... If I had $1. The hard part is ensuring that the troop of jugglers enter King Philippe's chambers at just the right time, and that there are enough servants around to speculate about the ensuing chaos. I suspect Philippe will do anything to prevent me from stoking the flames of the following rumors. Send in the entertainers. That'll cost 150, but we get the hook. Excellent. Excellent. So now we have that hook. How I play that hook, we'll have to see. My mortal body, Duke or peasant, high or low, does not matter. In the end, we're all mortals. I was reminded of this as I woke coughing in the early morning hours, a dull ache pounding through my head and throat. Seem to be under the weather, my lord. Know a fair number of suitable remedies. He's craven, so do no more than is necessary. A little brighter. When Amédée entered my chambers, he was followed by an air most foul. Stench's origin was a jar in his hands, a mixture of cow's dung and herbs for your poultice, my lord. When Amédée proceeded to smear it on my chest, I almost retched. In the end, the poultice turned out to be just what I needed, for now the worst of my symptoms are alleviated and the world seems a little brighter. Excellent. No, we can't have Henri die already. Call to war. My dear son, I call on you to honor our alliance and join me in the war. Countess Alpé's claim on the Duchy of Angevin. Well, I have to accept, but there's not much I'm going to do about it. Mathilde Beckett, I will ransom you out. Very much like that money. But we are focusing... Sorry, Mother. We are focusing on our war here. And, you know, if we get this done, then your concerns will become our concerns. Man, I really wish they would just move on over here to Rouen and take that. What? Why? How? There's never a quiet moment. My son and heir, Folk, is so full of questions. I do my best to encourage his curiosity, but sometimes I cannot help but get exhausted by the constant stream of thoughts and queries. When a father and a mother love each other very much. So he is curious. A few more castles will fall. Call to war, and another alliance to join me in Countess Mathilde's claim on the Duchy of Angevin. Okay, another war to accept and deal with in our mother's lands. This is not good timing, Mom. There. That siege is won. Now we will cross the river. Another siege won. I see we get Sablé as well. Let's take a look here. How's the war coming in here? Oh boy, he is now... He's defending against us. And here, it looks like won the war against the Normans. Oh boy. So we'll have to see what happens here. To the sensible Henri, then corresponding with your Chancellor, Countess Esclamande, must say that I have come to see you in a new light. Perhaps we can be friends. Duke Richard V of Normandy, the 2-year-old. The 2-year-old has been writing letters. Very interesting. Very interesting. But so it is no longer Robert who sits the Norman throne. It looks like it is his son. But the King of England is massively distracted by internal wars, so we're not concerned with that right now either. We can get a few more lands here, and then we'll go to Sablé, grab that as well, and hopefully get this done. All right, we are no longer ill. I'm glad to be well once again. At the end of my spy master Giraud's latest report, he pauses for a moment. There's something you should know about your courtier. Elia and Joanna are engaged in an illicit affair. Elia and Joanna, the very thought disturbs me. All right, we've got to get that, and we get Sablé after that, heading south. The advantage is, of course, if the English do land and we're down here, we've got a little bit of time. Getting these northern provinces first is very, very important. And there we have it, 100% war score. We can enforce our demands, and so be it. Ah, look at the glory. Look at the glory that we have here in Berry. As we have taken Normandy, there's a little island of England here, and that is all. In fact, I think what we're going to do now is fabricate claims here on Maine and Sablé. We can't let the English have this little island here in the middle of France. What does that even look like? Now we need to send our troops south to help in Mother's War. Let's have a new perk here. We can go a job done right. Hostile scheme success chance plus 25%. That all will go into the direction of our uncle, who, even though he has helped in a few conflicts, is reluctant to ally with us. Our army has now come here to the northern province here. Got the siege of Saint-Pourçain. And we will help our mother slowly but surely regain our lands. So the mercenary contract is expiring soon. I'm not too worried about that. I mean, if they leave, so be it. We still have enough forces to deal with this as well. Limousin is under siege. Those are our lands. How dare you, you scoundrel. White peace. White peace has been given, so be it. We still have our troops here, so we'll take care of those guys. Actually, what we'll do is we're going to head over here and drive them off our lands. Sway infiltrators. It has come to my attention that some local commoners are moving to Issoudun, the capital of my vassal Count Jacques. Locals, newly settled or not, praising me can surely do no harm to his perception of me. Take this gold and make sure you're heard. Now, that army is moving out, so we're just going to go here and siege down their own capital. So the mercenary company has left. That's okay. We still have more than enough troops to deal with these interlopers. As we are working on this siege here, could assault the fort. Lose some casualties, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet. Where are you heading? Scheme at court. My spy master has come to me with grave news. Well, we do not know yet. Someone is planning to kill my courtier, Ilal. Okay, well, as this is all going on, let's just reduce that speed a little bit and go to the King of France. Now, we can arrange a marriage. He's got a son. He's got really nobody here that would come. Claim the liege title. Oh, that'd be interesting. I think modifying the vassal contract would already be excellent here. Let's take a look real quick. Yeah, I think reducing our taxes would benefit us. We will use our hook and do that. Get a little extra cash in through the door is exactly what we need. Who can't use a little bit extra money? Let's see, they're sieging down some of our lands. That does not make me happy. But what does make me very happy, meet peers off to play. My son and heir, Folk, has been invited to a gathering of peers by Duke Walter of Flanders. I will not. I think not. I'm not going to send our son out into the world. Now, obviously, in future, we've lost our antiquarian. In future, we're going to have hostage taking as part of Crusader Kings 3, which will be a really interesting mechanical addition to the game. Call to war. I call you honor our alliance and join me in a war tyranny against the tyranny of Duke Richard. Okay, well, accept. Alright, so we got a new war there to deal with. Looks like that is, defending our brother a little bit. But right now, we're still helping Mother. Alright, so we win a siege there. The teacher. I have noticed your interest in the arts of subterfuge, my lord. I might be able to help you to learn even more. My spy master Giraud smiles worriedly as he joins me in the gardens. He is as renowned as anyone with these sets of skills can get, and I would like to deepen my knowledge of intrigue. Giraud, he does like us, of Luxembourg. Lead the way. And now we will take our army to the north, and we will try to destroy them. I've prowled the documents. I have finally enough material that the County of Men is ours. Excellent. Well, guess what? You can look at Sablé next. We can finally kick the English out of France and gain our rightful home. Okay, we're going to cut these guys off here. Get there in time and force a battle in the field. All right, victory. Excellent. Let's see, where are the next baddies? They're all the way over there. Spouse up to the task. So my counselors believe the job is theirs by right of blood or influence alone. How wrong they are. I expect results, yet I am often disappointed. After a long day, I am complaining to Eleonora when she interrupts me. Let me do something about it, husband. A few lessons might sharpen their wits. Give few lessons to Steward Thierry. Perfect. We will just do that. Stewardship, I like that. That's important. Need to get some extra cash in the door, and whatever we can do to bolster that is always beneficial. All right, so now we're going to go down here and head to Auvergne and re-siege the lands that were lost. Can't believe those 96 troops are actually trying to do something there. All right, the siege of Aurillac will be done in 4 months. We can see our brother is winning the war there because of that siege, but militarily that's going to be a little bit difficult. Ideally, we get this done, and then we move up north and take care of that, even though the threat here is pretty much gone. We destroyed their forces in the field. But we can deal with that army from Troyes pretty competently. Once we get this done, they can move them up north here in winter and take care of business there. So we've won that siege, and now let's head up here and take on these guys, or at least, chase them around a little bit here. The ticking war score will help. I mean, this force of 151, they're all the way up in Reims. All right, we've got available Dynasty Legacy. So we can go with Customs, Language of Scholars. Actually, let's see. Let's get a quick reminder. He is a patient, craven, greedy schemer. So we'll do what fits best. Warfare, not so much. Activities, walking the sacred path. Traveler trade experience gain, pilgrimages, learning, it helps there. The language of scholars, minority vassal opinion gets boosted there. That's not a bad one. Warfare, House of Warriors, we gain prowess and knight effectiveness. That's a pretty good one. Faithful Magistrates, title creation cost, minus 20%. Control growth goes up. Then we've got Ominous Reputation, Dread gain plus 20%. Noble Veins, chance of inheriting good congenital traits goes up. Erudition, Vibrant Court, Courtier and Guest Opinion goes up. Guest recruitment cost goes down. Glory, Renowned Name, Prestige goes up. Numbers, Mercenary hiring cost goes down. I do like that one. And Bounteous Loins, Fertility goes up. I think Glory. Yes, we will go with Glory in this case. And now, back to Warfare. Alright, they are in battle here, so we will join. Can we get there in time to turn the tide of battle? Yes, I think we just barely did. Wow, talk about in the nick of time. And Duke Richard, our brother, is leading that. And we can see that war will come to a close. And then here, there's not much else to do. And victory, so be it. And it looks like we're going to fight against our allies. Okay, it's time to head south here. New intrigue perk, and we've got the Earldom of Sablé, the claim there. And here we will go with Court of Shadows, disrupt schemes effectiveness plus 50%. Well, I am not happy about this. It's a pretty decent force. Of course, our mother isn't really around anywhere to help out much. We'll get Carlat back. That would not be an easy battle against the Burgundians. Not even a little bit. We're going to win that siege in a few months as we're fighting on behalf of our mother, and that's really it. I'm surprised that our brother hasn't joined the war on her side. He's dealing with some internal growth, it looks like. Going for Belak. Let's take a quick look on what he is doing. He is looking to conquer Belak. Interesting. Good for you, brother. So they're going to win that siege. Count Jacques has been swayed. Not quite to positive yet. And we're going to win this siege here in a minute. And then it's time to head back up north. What will this do battle-wise? Ooh, it's pretty even. We're defending in hills, defensive buildings, better army commander. They have higher quality troops. So they're going to break off the siege. And they're white piece, and we can disband. Phew. Didn't lose a bunch of people there. And didn't get tied down in an unnecessary war any longer than we needed to. Well, there you go. We've got the Duchy of Normandy. Excellent, excellent. But we still need this little island right here. It's going to be a little bit until we can do that. Let's take a look at the English right now. King Ralph III, the Feeble of England, at 22. His heir is Duke Ralph of Essex, with 5,000 troops at his disposal. And we have a truce with Duke Ralph II of Essex, but not with the king. Interesting. Well, let's just take a look at that. We can designate a guardian, so let's do that real quick. His focus is on learning stewardship. Actually, we're going to switch that. We want him to be a steward-focused young man. And so the best steward is Thierry, our steward, to be his mentor in such things. So let's take a look. Take a war gander here for our claims. I mean, it's basically pick one, then take the next one. We have the overwhelming forces against the King of England. And we can slowly but surely kick them out of England. But that isn't going to happen yet. Need to build up some more prestige because we definitely need to call in allies. We cannot do this on our own. And ideally wait until England is at war with one of their neighbors, Scotland or Wales. We can see they've grown a lot in Ireland. But to tie them into another war would be important. Now let's take a look at Iberia. Castile has grown. They have swallowed up the Galicians. So King Nuno, the Smelly of Castile. And in Aragon, it is still Joffrey the Clueless, who we are not really in good terms with. He's 55. If we go with a murder scheme, 5% chance of killing him. 30% chance we won't be exposed. We can add more people to this scheme. So it starts really, really low. I mean, part of me is looking at as he's 55 is to maybe play a waiting game and wait him out and then take those lands without having to have our uncle's blood on our knife. I mean, unfortunately, we can't just request a claim. We could claim title. Gets an unpressed claim on the Kingdom of Aragon. We don't need to. We're the heir. We don't need that at all. So there's nothing to be gained there. We can request the claim, which of course we won't get, but we have the renown, so I mean, there's no point in doing that. We can denounce. It's no point in doing anything there. It's really just a matter of kind of waiting and seeing, in my opinion. We've gained a lot internally here in France. Without a doubt, the most powerful French vassal. And now we can actually look at expanding within France itself. Kind of unifying our lands. Take a look at our brother, Duke Richard. Here, we could start a murder scheme and take his lands. 75% chance you are not exposed. 50% chance, when the scheme is executed and secrecy is kept, you are not exposed to crime or murder. So it's a very high secrecy, very high chance of success. And then something suddenly happens to him. Internally within France, need to expand our lands here. Aquitaine would be another one to look at, but really, these little guys, these are the ones that we really should just, free of their burden of rulership. So let us begin fabricating claims across here in central France. Maybe look at our brother instead of Aragon. I think that would be a wiser play. But I will leave that to you, our council members. I think I know what you're going to say. And I will take a look at it, but let Henri tell you from his heart that he believes the days of Richard are most likely numbered. If we take a closer look here, his betrothed, so they're not married yet. She's 15, so they have a little bit of time, so there's no chance of an heir being produced anytime soon. Honestly, if he's going to do it, to his dear brother, even though we talked about that there would be a friendship between brothers, Henri is growing haughty, powerful, hungry for more. We can see Poitiers just won their war, so it would be even more lands to be brought into the fold of Berry and eventually Anjou. I think that's the right move, but I'll be curious to hear your thoughts in the comments below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're new after this successful conquest of Normandy. And as always, I'm Realm Builder Guy, and I will talk to you soon.